Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast video for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, as we look at the snow depth map here for the United States on this Friday morning, again watching this swath of snow that we've acquired over the last week or so, stretching from the central and eastern Corn Belt into the Northeast region, starting to do some melting here across the eastern Corn Belt finally. Our office here in Champaign, Illinois, we had 2.5 inches of snow fall on Monday, and we're finally starting to erode that and seeing the grass re-emerge. Of course, it's all covered by leaves now underneath the trees here as fall continues to do its thing on top of that snowpack here from the eastern Corn Belt into parts of the Northeast region. Looking at temperature anomalies here month to date, so from the 1st of November all the way through, the data here I have is through the 13th, the core of the coldest air stretching here from the northern plains into the mid-Mississippi Valley, but starting to see that spread eastward here just over the last few days. And we can visualize that here looking at the 2-day average temperature anomalies all the way back to the first week of October. And once I play this, you're just going to see these reloading of cold air waves originating in the Canadian Prairie, swooping into the central U.S. and just slowly progressing eastward with time. Again, I'll just kind of leave the drawings there and play. Here comes the first, the next one here on Halloween, and we had another wave here around November 8th, and then this final biggest wave that overspread the eastern half of the country, really all the way along and east of the Rocky Mountains here, experiencing colder than average temperatures over the last 5 days or so. Where are we headed then? Well, the core of the coldest air now situated over the eastern third of the country, and that does include the Northeast region, so pretty cold as we head through the weekend into early next week. The good news, if you want that, or if we can frame it that way, is that we do slowly start to moderate as we head into the 6 to 10 day time frame. That'd be the 21st to the 25th of November. But it's a slow shake here of the colder weather pattern here and likely holding on to below average temperatures all the way through the next 7 to 10 days, with maybe a day or two as exception found within that. Now, as we look at the precipitation forecast, we'll watch a coastal low here come up pretty close to the Northeast region, bringing a chance for some precipitation, some wintry precipitation, primarily to northern portions of the Northeast region, as this thing hangs off mostly off the coast here. But we'll have to watch a late week storm system next week that may come swinging in here from the Midwest, bringing another disturbance to the Northeast region by the end of the week. Now, the pattern over the last 7 days, looking at 7 days accumulated precipitation, again, has featured these quick-moving systems delivering some snow to the northern plains, the Great Lakes, and parts of the Northeast region. And then in the south, we've had a couple of slow-moving lows bring some rain to the Gulf Coast into the southeastern United States. And this has really been the pattern over the last week or so. Now, as we get started here on Friday morning, high pressure situated over the central part of the country, keeping things quiet there. We have our slow-moving coastal low that's going to swing up toward the north, bringing some rain to parts of the Northeast region over the weekend. But then we will turn our attention out to the west for the next disturbance arriving late next week. The radar picture here on Friday morning, here is all of the rain associated with that coastal low here, moving across the southeast right now on Friday morning. Some precipitation moving ashore off to the Pacific Northwest as well. But the midsection of the country, again, dominated by high pressure, dealing with quiet conditions. Getting the day started quiet but cool in the middle of the country. Temperatures in the teens across parts of Illinois. Unlucky us here where our office is located, once again in central Illinois, east central Illinois, dropping into the teens overnight. 30s and 40s across the Northeast region here as we get the day started on this Friday morning. Now, where are we headed as we go through the weekend? Looking at the high-resolution NAM model. Again, we'll watch for this coastal low to come swinging up from the south. Let's play this out just a little bit further and get the ability to scroll here to pop up. There it is. So quiet as we head through the weekend, maybe a chance for some snow showers late evening north across New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, and northern New York on Friday evening. Otherwise quiet as we head through the day on Saturday night, and now Sunday starting to see some rain move into coastal areas here. Now, how far inland this rain makes, there are some question marks. The high-resolution NAM model taking this into eastern Pennsylvania, overspreading New Jersey up into Massachusetts. Some of the other models keeping this a little bit further offshore, and we'll take a look at those here in a moment. We'll zoom in now, or take a wider look, I guess, at the European model. I have a zoomed-in shot. Why don't we look at that first? Just taking a look at the Northeast region, because this has a further east solution here as we look at waking up on Monday morning now, watching rain make its way in across parts of Massachusetts, into New Hampshire and Vermont, into parts of Connecticut, but keeping things a little bit further offshore, whereas the high-resolution NAM model bringing this precipitation all the way into parts of eastern Pennsylvania and eastern New York. So some question marks there, how far inland this gets. It looks like a wet and rainy Monday night into Tuesday morning across the Northeast region, and this lifts northward, transitioning over to a wintry mix Tuesday morning, and then maybe some snow falling across northern New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine as we get into Tuesday. On the backside, maybe some light rain or snow showers as we head through the day Wednesday and Thursday. And then it is the end of the week that we'll be watching for a more organized storm system to come swinging in from the Great Lakes as we get into Friday and Saturday. This would be the most significant storm system of the bunch, bringing the most high impact weather to the Northeast region. Total precipitation then as we head through the next week, just playing this out from the European model, taking through the watching the coastal low that moves up here over the weekend into early next week, bringing precipitation primarily to northern and eastern portions of the Northeast region here. Precipitation of around a half an inch to an inch from this system, and then really looking toward the end of next week for the most significant precipitation coming in from the Great Lakes in the form of what could be a rather significant storm system. The probability of 3 inches or more of snow falling through the next 6 days, taking it in through Thursday night of next week, November 21st, seeing those higher probabilities well off to the north across northern New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Elsewhere, not looking at any significant snowfall accumulation chances. Now again, the temperatures starting to see some warming off to the west, but these colder temperatures really going to be tough to shake across the eastern half of the country. And as we play this forecast out, looking at only climbing back to average temperature levels here by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, but not seeing any advertisement of a prolonged warm-up across the Northeast region. Finishing then with a look at your high temperatures for the next 5 days, starting with the day on Friday, topping out in the 30s and 40s across the Northeast region. A little bit cooler for the day on Saturday, temperatures below freezing north of the Pennsylvania-New York border, eastward over toward Massachusetts in the mid-30s south of that. Warming back up for the day on Sunday and Monday, starting to get above freezing for just about everyone as we get into the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. This is about as warm as it gets, though. The warm-up or the cold temperature is tough to shake. So those high temperatures in the 40s across much of the Northeast region by the time we get to Wednesday, that is what you have to look forward to. And that's about as good as I can promise. Your overnight lows then for the next couple of days. Again, let's go ahead and jump back, playing this out just for the next few days. Waking up tomorrow morning to temperatures in the single digits off to the north, 20s to the south. Sunday, a similar story. Monday starting to warm up, and then by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, starting to get above normal low temperatures across parts of Pennsylvania, right around 30 degrees as you head off to the north. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Monday morning ag forecast video, and I'll be back to check in on the Northeast on Tuesday morning. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.